Hi, my name is Joel Jones. I'm a writer here in Charlottesville, Virginia. I've lived downtown for many years. And today I'd like to talk to you, share with you the story of a friend of mine. A story of sadness and of hope, mystery. The story of Zeke Hoffmeyer. Most of you probably don't know Zeke. Those of you who did may have laughed at him, scorned his paintings, made fun of his songs. But if you'd known Zeke the way I knew Zeke, if you'd known the inner Zeke, then you wouldn't have yelled, "Don't quit your day job," while Zeke was trying to sing the 85th verse of one of his folk grunge ballads. You would have been less stingy when Zeke asked for $1. If you knew the complexities of Zeke's inner world, you'd see the symbolism and the sensitivity behind his poems like Hot Dog Bitch and Pissed Off Gun Dude. But to me, Zeke was more than a poet or a songwriter or more than an artist. Zeke was more than another downtown Charlottesville person. To me, Zeke Hoffmeyer was a friend. Walking up the west end of the mall right now, the Omni Hotel is behind us. Lee Danielson's development project is there. This open-air mall was built by Thomas Jefferson in the late 1820s. He carried many of the bricks himself, these red bricks from mud banks on the Urbana River. In fact, he died right over there in 1826 after trying to carry an especially large load of bricks. Many people don't realize that each of these large flower pots in the mall commemorates the death of someone. The death of someone from Charlottesville, here in Charlottesville, on the downtown mall. This mall, this plaza, was Zeke's home. Especially during the summer times, you could almost always find him here. He might be playing guitar, surrounded by tandem students, or taking in a movie at the Movie Palace. Or just relaxing on a bench in the shade. But at night, you'd almost always find him here. At Miller's. Did you know Zeke?
Zeke? Yeah. Yeah, I knew him quite a while. He worked for me for a while. I mean, he used to come and hang out. One of the tandem gang. Probably nice kids. Hung around for years. And finally, I did a good job.
Yeah, I remember Zeke. He worked here, a few years back, not for very long.
What happened?
Well, he was a little unreliable.
Yeah. I knew him. He used to work here.
How long did you work here?
I don't know, about a month, I guess, 3 weeks, I think. So not very long. He just got out of the hospital when he came, and he was,
He did a good job. He started off real strong.
What happened?
Well, I think Zeke's interests may have laid elsewhere.
Well, he was a nice guy, yeah. But meaning well and doing well are two different things.
Zeke, yeah, great kid. Yeah, that's right. About this tall. Good kid, hard work, but always late. He'd never be on time. The type of kid probably even be late for his own funeral. But I do remember him.
He worked here, right?
Yeah, he worked here. Yeah,
He worked here for like a couple of days.
Well, it was about a week total, about a week. Never really got past the training stage, but he was enthusiastic, but he just could never be on time.
Why are you washing the windows? I thought Fellini's closed.
yeah, we're just trying to clean it up so we can sell it. Because it looks like shit, right? I don't know why I'm cleaning. They pay me, that's why.
I heard they had financial problems.
Yeah. I think it was a lot of things, but I guess someone was ripping them off last winter. I don't know, the till was short a lot. You know, gets to.
This is Johnson Village we're turning into now. It's a quiet, middle-class neighborhood in the southwest of town. This is where Zeke and I grew up. Now, he was a few years younger, so we weren't close friends, but I remember that even back then he demonstrated the love of art, which would so characterize him as an adult. He especially loved photography. And late at night, he'd go out and experiment with long-range shots of private life. And then over the weekend, he'd develop them himself and sell them to us for $1 a piece. Yeah.
Well, his grades weren't very good during the year, and then they said they didn't want him to come back, and then, he got a little upset. He changed tandem a little, and that kind of upset me.
He defaced a lot of school property.
Really? He trashed the place.
Unfortunately, his shots of private life were through people's windows without their knowledge. And after his 9th arrest, he was sent to the boys' detention home. Zeke and I kind of lost touch after that. But little did I know that our paths would cross again. I'm in the downtown mall near Central Place. I was sitting here one evening 3 years ago, a warm summer evening, not unlike this one. And I was feeling sorry for myself. I'd had a play produced by a local theater company, and it hadn't gone very well, and I wasn't satisfied with the production, and I was bemoaning the imperfections of the world and the tragedy of art gone bad, if you will, when a stranger approached me and asked for a cigarette. He was thin and shabby, and he had a black guitar. I didn't recognize him at first, but then gradually the cobwebs in my memory cleared away, and before me stood my old friend, Zeke Hoffmeyer. Oh, how we laughed and laughed. For hours, we must have sat talking of this or that, caught up in all the years that had passed between us. And on learning of my unhappiness, he gave me some advice that I carry with me to this day. He said, "Fuck all them, man. You just gotta rock on." Rock on indeed, Zeke Hoffmeyer. Then he asked me for $1. Did you like his music?
It wasn't exactly my taste. I would occasionally see him out in the mall, and there'd be some kids hanging around, so somebody must have liked him. Maybe it was just above my head.
Hey, you were with the Ramblers. You used to play with the Ramblers. He was with the Ramblers for a couple of hours, wasn't he?
About an hour and a half.
What happened?
We still couldn't get the song right.
So you're saying there's like bad guitars?
Well, it wasn't bad. Well,
No, he used to play around a lot. Was he ever in your band?
No, he wasn't.
Did he ever write songs with you, or?
No, he asked me to help him once, but
Did you like his songs? Did he?
they were heartfelt.
I tried to listen to his songs.
Did you like them?
His mother liked his songs.
He wasn't really the kind of musician we tend to move, so, but I mean, he'd hang out after the show and play, out on the patio, playing here when there weren't too many customers. If there were, when they started, there weren't when they finished.
You know, it's easy to talk about Zeke's shortcomings. He couldn't sing very well. He played the guitar for 7 years and he only knew 3 chords. He never really finished his poems, the books that he was going to write, and the movies he was going to make. They never really came together. And yes, it's true. A lot of times he didn't show up in time. He didn't show up at all. But let me tell you about the Zeke Hoffmeyer that I knew. Yeah, sometimes he wasn't there. Sometimes he was late, but when he got there, he was there 100%. Because that's the kind of guy that Zeke Hoffmeyer was. And the tragedy for us is, He'll never be there anymore. Zeke Hoffmeyer is dead.
I was really sad to hear what happened because, like I said, he was a really good kid. He obviously had a lot of stuff going on, and he was eventually. But we all felt bad about it. Quite like it. Nice guy.
And then it was after midnight on the 30th that Zeke went down to the mall, and I'm sure you read about the rest of it in the newspaper. The gory details in the front page of the Daily Progress. It was gruesome for all of us. This is Rhonda Metro, Zeke's girlfriend at the time that he died, and the last person apparently that he saw. You miss Zeke a lot, Rhonda. Of course, there was the bickering in the press between his mother and father over fault, and there was a lot of discussion and a lot of soul searching by a lot of people. But what I think for us is the hardest is that we just miss Zeke, and everyone liked Zeke. Was Zeke really popular with women, Rhonda? This is Zeke Hoffmeyer's apartment. It's pretty much exactly like it was last February. His parents are divorced, and they can't decide whose responsibility it is to clean up this mess, so it doesn't get cleaned up. This is Zeke's living room. This is his black guitar. He wrote a lot of songs in this guitar. Seems like only yesterday he sprawled somewhere, his hair hanging down, this black guitar in his hands, playing the 90th verse of Bridge of Nowhere, or one of his other songs. I remember the chords that he'd play, all three of them, resonating over and over in my brain. It was hard to imagine this person is gone from our lives. But right now, there's nothing I'd like more than to be able to play one of Zeke's songs for you on his own black guitar. I'd like to, but unfortunately, I can't play the guitar. But Zeke's music isn't gone. If you listen closely, in the air all around us, I can still hear those chords, all three of them, and those words over and over and over. This is one of his paintings, one of his best paintings, he thought. It's called Planet Orange. I think that it's especially, I think the symbolism speaks for itself. Like his stuff?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, or?
I remember he painted a lot.
Oh yeah, he was he painted a lot. Yeah.
You remember it was like his stuff?
Yeah, he painted a lot of it.
One of his other paintings. This right here is his only known self-portrait that he ever painted. Unfortunately, he's facing the other way. You can't see his face. He called this one Happiness. This is Spencer's 206 downtown. I remember Zeke came here a lot. This was one of his favorite places. He'd come down and he could read magazines for free, have a cup of coffee, look at tapes and listen to them. In fact, after he died, they had a brief showing of some of his paintings put up here, a couple of his sculptures.
Okay. We did. We put up some of his paintings last spring, but they're not there anymore.
What happened? Why aren't they?
Well, some of the people who came in were complaining about them, so...
Did you like his paintings?
Sure, yeah. They're okay. You know, well, who can say what art is good and what art is bad?
It was only after Zeke had struggled as an artist in this town for 5 years that he was finally mentioned in a local newspaper. And it was after he died, so he never knew about it. The Seaville Review's Art Watch column did a review of his show at Spencer's. This is what they said about my friend. While one wants to show proper respect for the dead, it is difficult upon seeing these works not to conclude that Zeke Hoffmeyer was perhaps the least talented person who ever lived. Surely there are better ways to remember the departed than to make a mockery of them by showing so-called art this embarrassingly conceived and pathetically executed. But yeah, it's really easy for you people to sit there in your snug little offices and make fun of my friend. Well, he's out there, he's an artist, man. And he's out there on the edge. He's out there trying to find something. He's trying to, like, capture the essence of life. He's trying to touch the fire of God. And you didn't even get his name right. What was it like living with Zeke? Upstairs.
He's I don't know what to say about Zeke. He walked heavily up the stairs. He listened to loud music late at night. Walked the floor. But I got used to it. You know, that was always Zeke.
Zeke always said he was trying to move beyond Western European concept of talent and taste. You know, he was a revolutionary.
So did you like his poetry?
Well, it was interesting. He was a really nice guy.
Which poem did you like the best of his work?
He was a really nice guy.
It was interesting stuff.
And how would you describe his style?
It was very loose. It was very free-spirited. Very loose. He always said Chris Ladd was a big influence in his poetry. He really liked Thane Kerner's photo album sleeves for albums. He said it was really influenced by those two.
Songs, books, paintings, it's all here. Whole life of a person. And right up to the end, none of us knew. That's what's amazing. I mean, we couldn't hear him crying out for help. How could we have? Or here's one of his poems. Help, 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 I'm crying. I'm going to commit suicide. I mean, how could we have known? What can he say about someone who takes their own life? I mean, at the age of 27, he had already given up. And didn't he see that the potential that, well, I mean, the possibilities that, well, he might have gotten in a band, or he might have... What can we say about someone who takes their own life? This is a tape I have. I found it in Zeke's apartment. After you know, it's the only tape that I know of that Zeke made of his own music. And I like to listen to it sometimes because it reminds me of Zeke and the way at night he'd often play guitar for us. Whenever he could find someone who would listen. I think that in some ways, I mean, people might describe Zeke as a loser or a failure, but does that make him less important as a person? Does that make his loss less confusing or sad? And thou, Bethlehem, Thou art not the least among the princes of Judah. Thomas Jefferson wrote that. I'm not sure exactly what it means. And if Zeke was here, I don't think he would know what it means. You know, deep inside, I can't lose the feeling that Zeke's death was the death of a part of us, a part of all of us. As if our souls were all interconnected, as if, like, his souls were intertwined with ours, or as if they touched, perhaps, or as if they were sort of mixed together, or maybe they're layered, you know, like German chocolate layered cake, like my soul is here, and then Zeke's soul might be over that, and then like your soul would be over that, you know, and on. And I think that we've lost a layer of our cake. And I don't know how to find that layer again. Charlottesville has lost some of its innocence for me. And I'm not sure I can go on, not with the constant reminders. I mean, every time I see someone slouched against the wall, or every time I hear someone asking for change, or every time I hear a badly tuned guitar, I think of my friend Zeke. Zeke touched a lot of people. Not always in appropriate places, but he touched a lot of people. And like one of Zeke's songs, although the verse might be over, the chorus goes on and on. There is continuity, and I think in the wider world we have to find it now. So Zeke Hoffmeyer, wherever your beautiful, crazy, rebel soul is, I miss you, man. I miss you. Rock on, Zeke. Rock on, man. Rock on for all of us.
Think I'll never be as beautiful as a tree. Think I'll never be as beautiful as a tree. Mouth in the ground, arms up in the air. I just don't think I'm going anywhere with my mouth in the ground, arms up in the air. I do not think that I am going anywhere. Yeah, I think I'll never be beautiful as a tree. Think I'll never be lovely like a tree. My mouth sucking up all the dirt, my arms up in the air. I don't think I'm going anywhere. Squirrels running around my mouth in the dirt, my arms up in the air. I just don't think that I'm going anywhere. Well, I think I'll never be as beautiful as a tree. I don't think I'll ever be as beautiful as a tree. No, no.
You know, Zeke is, he owes me $40. What can I say about Zeke?